Good morning. As part of my top 10 favorites list, I included our family's recipe that we use for something we called protein balls, which you can find all kinds of recipes for variations, but this is the one that we've been making for years. As you guys know, we have a busy life, busy house, always on the go. So this is something healthy, quick, easy. We can keep it in the fridge. We can have it as snacks, throw it in lunch boxes. We can even keep some in the freezer. So we're going to show you how to make our protein balls this morning with my husband, Tim. Usually the guy who makes the protein balls with the kids every weekend. Okay, so here we go. Tim?
Let's take you through this. As everything between in a family, between a husband and wife. Allie had her way of doing things, I had my way of doing things, and we found a happy median in between. So, the first thing we're going to do is not use exact measurements. It's against my beliefs. So we get about 2 cups of oats, oatmeal. So we use old-fashioned Quaker oatmeal, oats, and as I said, about 2 cups there. Then we're going with peanut butter. Our family loves creamy peanut butter and Jif. I tried to buy a non-Jif brand before and they rejected me. Yes, exactly. So we get 2 heaping spoons of peanut butter. You can't go wrong here.
It's more than 2. That's about how we measure things.
Exactly. So leaving the spoon there because we're going to need that. Now we're into honey. And so Allie found this great honey at Costco. And you need a lot of honey. We use it all the time. And the wildflower honey seemed to be great. So I might have told you in the directions to use 3/4 of a cup. We are really going to use 2/3 of a cup. It just seems that's the right amount. So always kind of heaping, getting it through there, getting it all out. That's always the trick. If we were not videoing this, I might be licking the measuring cup, so we'll refrain from doing that. Okay. Hemp seed. So, Allie, tell us, is this really healthy for you?
Yes, so we use hemp hearts. That means it's shelled seeds, and those are full of omega-3s, omega-6s. Those are heart healthy fats. And the reason you need those is that those fats actually help your cells build stronger, healthier, better cells in your body. What do you need?
Yep, I'm good.
Hemp hearts are just a really healthy source of fiber, good fats, all kinds of nutrients in there. They have kind of a nutty flavor, and they're just one of those little superfoods that's easy to throw into these recipes. You can also throw it into like your oatmeals, your smoothies, just top it on yogurt. It's a really good ingredient for lots of things. Okay,
and we got that from Costco as well. It's a huge savings if you can go there and buy it versus buying them at the store. It's like the same price and you get 2 to 3 times as much. So then the next thing is chia. So Allie, tell us about chia. Why do we put chia in here?
Okay, so chia is similar. Chia seeds, also full of omega-3s, and they're very high in fiber. Those are the 2 biggest things. These are also from Costco, right?
Yep.
So you can buy all these ingredients mostly at the natural food section of any of your grocery store, Sprouts, Whole Foods, anything like that. But we did find that buying them in bulk at Costco, and I'm sure probably Sam's too, I would imagine. I don't know for sure. But chia, also one of those superfoods that you can do the same thing. You can do lots of things with chia. You can make chia pudding out of it. Same thing, you can throw it in your smoothies, your yogurt, your oatmeal, which we do all those things.
Yep.
Okay, and then the final third.
So we put about 1/4 cup of chia. We had about 2/3 cup of hemp seeds, and now we're going with flaxseed meal. So Ali, tell us about flaxseed meal, and we're going with about 1/3 of a cup of that.
Okay, so the flax, you want to make sure you buy the already milled or ground flaxseed. Don't buy whole flaxseed because your body cannot digest the outside of the seed and it'll just go on through without having any nutritional value. So either buy it where it's already milled or ground, or if you buy the seeds, grind it up at home in your food processor or whatever. So we just buy the milled already. Flaxseed meal is also what it's called, but it's already ground up. So same thing, it's basically pretty similar in nutrition value to your chia in terms of having really healthy fiber and fats and nutrients in it. Again, another superfood. So I feel like this is like the triple threat of superfoods, the chia, the hemp, and the flax. Throwing that in there is going to give you protein, heart healthy fats, and lots of fiber, as well as lots of other little micronutrients in there that we all need. And especially for the kids that are growing and just burning energy like crazy, we want them to have really good, healthy source of energy and protein.
So next thing is adding a little flavor. I mean, this is all really good, but we're going with a little vanilla. Initially, Ali only put like a teaspoon of vanilla. I've upped this thing up to a tablespoon of vanilla, and she likes it. So tablespoon of vanilla. So this by itself is really good.
We're missing something.
Yes, what are we missing? You got to have a little chocolate every time.
Hey Coco, can you bring us the chocolate chips? What kind of chocolate chips do we use, Coco?
We use dark chocolate chips because dark chocolate is just good for you, and well, we just use dark chocolate chips.
Better than milk chocolate, right?
Yeah.
That's our preference, but you can use milk chocolate if you want it. Okay, thanks, Coco.
Okay, so this has been a debate. We've gone anywhere from a cup of chocolate chips to hardly any chocolate chips, and I think we've settled, like every good marriage, somewhere in between, and we are going with about 1/2 cup of chocolate chips.
That's all we use?
Yep, that's all we use.
What that ends up being, like per little protein ball you'll see in the end, is probably like 2 chocolate chips, I bet.
Yes, yeah, if we mix it all just right, which we will.
1 or 2 chocolate chips per.
Exactly, it's just enough little sweetness that.
And crunch.
Yes, and crunch. Allie always likes her crunch.
You could put nuts in this too if you wanted crunch, but we haven't really done that, but you could add some nuts in there.
So here's our process. We're gonna have to mix this up really good, get it really spread. Definitely washed our hands beforehand. And then once we mix it up, we're gonna put it into little balls and we're gonna set it on a cookie sheet with parchment paper. And once we roll them into balls, put them on the parchment paper, we'll put them in the freezer for about an hour, hour and a half. Let that form get stick, and then they'll be just ready to go into the refrigerator and be available for you anytime you want to eat. So
sometimes a lot of recipes call after you mix the ingredients together to put the bowl in the refrigerator for 30 minutes to chill. We skip that step because it's just in the interest of time. Like, we need to leave in 30 minutes to go to dance. We don't have time to sit here and wait for it to chill for 30 minutes. So we just make the balls and throw them in the freezer. You can do whatever you want, what works for you best. This is a little bit of trial and error, and honestly, you can make this recipe anything that you want. This is just the one that works for us and we've been doing, but you can change it up and do what works for you.
Exactly, and I've actually have found, and the kids help us, when we make the balls and it's warm, it's just so much easier to, 1, mix, and 2, form into the balls into the way you want them. So we just have stuck with room temperature.
And this is a single batch.
Yes.
Sometimes we make a double batch, right?
Totally, because we have a lot of kids. Yes. So, you know, if I just stirred it with a spoon, that would be one thing. That's really not how you're going to get it. You got to get your hands dirty into this. If you really want to mix it together, just kind of like needling it like a big dough ball is the way to go. It's good mixture. Like everything, it's a little messy. But see, as you can see here, now we've got good mixture. You don't see any concentration in the chocolate chips, and we're ready to go. So, all right, let's talk about it. All right.
So we're gonna make a couple of these little protein balls, and then we'll probably just put the video on high speed and let you see us make about, what does this recipe make? Just a single batch, like 10-ish?
Oh, no, a
10 or
lot
12?
more. No, we make a lot more. We probably will make somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 balls,
This is a
depending on the
single-
size.
this is a
Yeah,
single batch.
absolutely.
Okay.
Clearly, you find out who's making the protein balls on a weekly basis and who eats the protein balls on a weekly basis. So, there we go. A little bit of a ball. Try to find a nice mix size, not too big, not too small. There you go. Goes on the parchment paper, and maybe doesn't look the prettiest, but when it freezes up, freezes up, the surface becomes a lot smoother, and by freezing it, the ball stays intact. We've never had a problem with the balls breaking apart or actually even getting sticky. You really lose the stickiness. So here we go, a couple times.
So we are done making the protein balls. They're made about 28 balls. So now we're just gonna take our cookie sheet and throw it in the freezer for, it really doesn't matter, at least an hour. And then after that, we take them out of the freezer and put them in an airtight container, or you could do a gallon Ziploc bag. You can leave some in the freezer if you want, but if you leave them in the fridge, they're ready to eat at any point. If you leave a few in the fridge or freezer, you can throw them in lunches, and by the time you take them out at lunchtime, or like if you're on the go, you pull them out, then they're room temperature, ready to eat and not too frozen. So anyway, we're gonna put them in the freezer, and that's it. Enjoy.